Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate in on the discussion, you can join me most weekdays around 4 p.m. On YouTube, 4 p.m. Central Time on YouTube, where I go live to give daily updates. If you'd like to reach out to me outside of my live stream, you can consider joining the Discord I have. There's a link for that down in the description below. Also, down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board. That is a great place for you guys to go and see what kind of foods we are eating on our diet. If you want the recipe for something that you see that I post on the videos, the Pinterest is a great place to find those or check those out. Today is day 751 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. I've used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose over 225 pounds so far. I am coming in on the end of the 25th month, so I have about 11 months left to go to reach my goal. I'm looking forward to attaining that goal here in the next year and then living the rest of my life at a healthy weight. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I love hearing about those as well. If you are succeeding on your diet, let us know what you're doing to succeed. And if you're struggling, let us know what's causing your struggles. At the end of the day, what are some things that you are going to do that will make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? All right, Cindy, Pretty Girl's mom, Our Tiny Acres, all checking in saying hello. Hi, everybody. Pretty Girl's mom says, happy meatless Monday. It's meatless every day, not just Mondays, meatless every day. Hugs, beautiful people. Back to you, Tiny Acres. Hi, Rick. I hope you're doing good. Let's see. I had a fairly busy weekend. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go live on Friday. We had some visitors from out of town come, and we wanted to get everything ready for them being in town. And then we had a busy weekend with them all being in town. Christy saying hi, Ron saying hi, Susan saying hi. Hello, everybody. Hope you had great weekends here. I am going to pull up and see what I took photos of food wise here for the weekend. Let me see. Going back, I have lots of food pics actually because I didn't go live on Friday. Oh my. I did post, I think, a couple photos on Thursday evening onto the Discord. So if you're following the Discord, you could have seen those there. But let me pull this up and we'll kind of run through a bunch of the food that we had this weekend. I had some amazing food throughout the weekend. Let me just find the right thing. Rick says that he did see them. And so that's, I think, what I posted Thursday night. Me and Carrie ended up doing a little tag team action on getting the white bean and polenta meal together. So she had gotten it started, and then I came home, finished it up, just threw a few of the final ingredients in there, and got the polenta all ready to go. So just some action photos here of me getting it ready to go. And then here's the photo of the actual meal plated. I'm not the best at plating foods. That's what Carrie is the better. Oh my gosh, all my photos there. And so this was dinner on Thursday evening. Our Tiny Acre says that your stomach is making you behave your stomach is making you behave. The last 3 times you tried to go out, your stomach got upset, even with keeping it plant-based. Yeah. That's something that me and Carrie actually were disappointed the first time we went out to eat and we didn't get sick, like, because we had always had this anticipation that we would get sick. And then we did not end up getting that sick the first time we went out to eat. But yeah, that can help keep you on track, just having those oils. And for me now, I'm again at a point where it's been a long time since I've had any, what is it like? Gosh, it's updated somewhere, but yeah, it's been a while since I've had any added salt, oil, or sugar. So I could see that causing a little bit of havoc on your, Rick says that Wendy's has some awesome taters. You went there today. Me and Carrie almost went to Wendy's recently. She recommended going to Wendy's and getting a potato. But yeah, that is an option for somebody to get food, is to just go to Wendy's and get a potato. Our Tiny Acre says that you didn't used to get sick, but the longer you stay away from the oils, the more your stomach complains. Yeah, it's something that, as normal as it is for people to eat oils, it's not really natural for us to have those oils in our diet. So it's not surprising that when you eat a diet that's more plant-based and has fewer oils, that eventually it does get tougher. So I got this dinner from, and then I did take a photo. This was the plate after I afterwards there, to show that I ate it all. And then this is actually a photo of probably my second serving. Rick says he eats oils and he has toilet problems. Yes, that was something we anticipated happening, and it did not happen. But again, not surprising that it does when you are, when your body's not used to it, like so much of the stuff our body just gets used to because it's around. This must be, yeah, I think this is just the last of the polenta and white beans. I think I ate a lot of it Thursday. And then the next photo here is Friday's dinner. So I didn't take any photos of breakfast or lunch on Friday. But this was just a real simple russet potato and a bunch of corn that I mixed up and had for dinner. And I thought it was great. The corn adds a real nice sweet flavor to it, and was a filling kind of. I think I might have had this before dinner. I think dinner was going to be late getting ready. Yeah, Friday night we had company coming, and I ate this before dinner, and then for dinner we had this soup. And this is the barley soup that Carrie has made. It's very good soup. I probably have some more photos of this that we had leftovers later yesterday. Cindy says that when you eat out, you can find vegan foods, but seems like the consensus is the SOS component. You don't have stomach issues, but you feel you can't do this very often. You can't go out and eat very often. Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's very tough to find the SOS part of it. And then Rick says Taco Bell does have some great vegan options. Yeah, there's a lot of places now that you can get some vegan options, which is nice, which makes traveling a lot easier. That'll be nice for us this weekend because we're going to be traveling. So we'll have more options for places that we can get vegan food than maybe 5 years ago they had. Yes, you shouldn't eat out that often. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't really eat out at all now. Like, I've gone out and we've gotten food out and we've gotten kids food out, but I'm just able to get by, get through it. And some of the, there's some is that I eat large quantities of food when I do eat. Like that's, I think a big part of it is that when I get an opportunity to eat, I eat, and I eat well. And that helps me avoid the temptations and avoid the problems later. Let's see more pictures of this barley soup here. And then this was Saturday. Again, these I think are golden potatoes, but I just took golden potatoes. I had some frozen corn that I heated up, and then there was a little bit of steamed broccoli left that I mixed in the broccoli and just kind of mixed it all up and made a mashed potato mix. Again, filling, really good meal. And I've been eating a lot of potatoes this last few weeks, especially this last week because I quit eating the shredded wheat. And so I have been replacing that volume that I was getting with the shredded wheat with things like potatoes, or just kind of eating more of dinner or leftovers. Um, but mostly potatoes, mostly filling my diet with potatoes. Here's another photo of it. This was the red lentil soup that we had Saturday evening. And I think I just took 2 photos of this on Saturday. This soup was really good. And the best part about this soup was actually the next day. I liked the soup on Saturday, but something with it sitting overnight and all of the flavors kind of marinating together. When we had this for leftovers yesterday, it was amazing. Like I was so sad I did not have more of it yesterday because we ate so much of it on Saturday evening. I'm gonna switch over to get through a few photos here to get back to some food photos. So I just have a few more food photos here. Actually, this was breakfast yesterday. Oatmeal, a little bit of Kirkland's no salt seasoning on the top of it there. That's all mixed together. And then this was the leftover, the barley soup that I took a photo of. I did not take a photo of the red lentil soup, but I like this barley soup and I like the lentil soup, and I would have said they were about equal. But after having the leftovers of that red lentil soup, I think that it's definitely my favorite between the two. It's just, in fact, I felt like the barley got, I like the texture of it less after it sat overnight, whereas the lentil was really good and I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of mushrooms in that. That was something I helped Carrie kind of finish up the recipe on that lentil soup, and it was a good amount of mushroom in there, and a pretty good amount of spinach in there as well. So, let's see. Rick says Thanksgiving you'll be eating sides, although McDougall said last night he was eating turkey at Heather's house. Yeah, I don't know if that's a joke that they say or what, but and then our Tiny Acres says your parents eat like you do, so Thanksgiving food is made like you make it, and she buys already cooked turkey for the family that doesn't eat like you. Um, yeah, yeah, he says he does it once a year. I don't know if it's uh what that is. Uh he does eat it on Thanksgiving. Like he literally eats it on Thanksgiving. Uh is that seems so weird to me. But yeah, I guess. Um the uh I've heard that before, so I guess it's not a surprise to me. Um the I'll have to check out last night's video then. Yeah. Uh so this week's gonna be a little bit of a hectic week for me because we're gonna be traveling. So I'm really only going to be live today and be live tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a video for over the weekend. But you know, I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling, and this time of year, I think it's important for, you know, the, it's tough to stick with the diet this time of year, and it's important for this focus is going to drive me nuts here. Come on, end the focus. It's got to be some, I don't know what it is. Like you guys probably don't even notice it, but it's just because it's on my screen that I can tell that the focus, Our Tiny Acre says that you don't want to eat meat after all of the learning you've been doing the past few years. And Pretty Girl's mom says you don't really think he does. It's more of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge in your honest opinion. I almost feel like that I heard somebody, and again, I don't know. That they might say that just so they don't get accused of being vegan, like, or they don't have to defend being vegan. I've heard people say that, you know, they'll say they eat turkey, they'll eat meat on Thanksgiving, and then that makes them not a vegan, but makes them plant-based. But yeah. So the anyways, I was going to talk about being prepared for the holidays. And this is the first of the holidays coming up here. You know, and then we got a few weeks, and you know, and Christmas and New Year's and all of that. But this is the time of year that we go out and we celebrate, and we are getting together, and we have all kinds of, Rick says that's right. He explained it last night. Okay. That I'm right about the vegan thing, I guess. I'm not sure. But anyways, you know, how are you going to survive the holidays on a diet? And I feel like the thing that people have to, let me get started. Let me start over, because I got off onto a side thing in my head and I decided not to talk about it here. But all right, we're looking at surviving the holidays while on a diet. I feel like a big part of why the holidays are difficult on diets in the past for me is because I'm walking around starving all of the time. I'm walking around eating 1,000-calorie diets or 1,500-calorie diets, but I'm putting my body at a deficit. I'm eating at a deficit of what my body wants for volume. So you're walking around hungry. And when you walk around hungry, everything looks amazing. And then you couple that with the fact that everything is extra caloric coming into this season. Everything has extra butter, has extra oil, has extra sugar, just extra calories in it to make you enjoy the food more. You know, that little bit of extra love that people put in food, though that love is made of something, and that is salt, oil, and sugar. That is the little bit of extra love people put in food. And when you're walking around hungry, it's extremely difficult to resist the temptations and to resist having cravings. But to help resist those temptations and resist those cravings, my recommendation is to eat large amounts of food when you are around the food that you can eat, or when there is food there that you can eat a large amount of that food, and don't feel guilty for eating most of the carrots, because that's all you're eating. If that's all they have on there is a vegetable tray with some carrots and some cherry tomatoes and some celery, that's your tray. That's, you know, they have hundreds of dollars worth of other food out there for people, but don't be afraid to hit the tray and to make it your own, you know, to take a good portion of that, because nobody else is really going to miss it. If, you know, like a lot of times those trays are what people are snacking on at the end of the night, because all of the other food is gone. And all that's left is the vegetable tray with the sour cream dip. So people are standing around it, eating it because it's what's left. But even outside of the party itself, going into the party, just day to day through the holidays, you need to make sure that you are getting a large volume of food when you have the opportunity. And I guess I would say that it's similar to like driving your car through the desert. When you're driving your car in the desert and you come across a gas station, even if your car is at a half a tank of gas, you're going to want to stop at the gas station and fill it up, because you don't know the next time that you're going to see a gas station, and it might be more than what a half tank would have gotten you to. So with your diet, you need to treat being at home or being around your food like being at a gas station, and making sure that you're not leaving the house hungry. Leave the house full. And so that when you get to that engagement, you can look back on you can look at that food, and if it does call your name, if you do have some cravings, you can say in your head, well, I did just eat 4 pounds of potatoes at home. I don't have to have this, or I don't need this food. And when you have food in your stomach, it's easier to say no to the temptations. And so Carrie said that this weekend she got little flags to put on the vegan items at our Thanksgiving in hopes that people won't take food from the vegan trays when there's non-vegan trays next to them, which is a great thing that we're doing. Pretty Girl's mom says, I'm sorry, but I don't remember the date. Just today and tomorrow, probably. It'll probably just be today and tomorrow. And Cindy asks, do I have a Christmas work party to contend with? No, we've never really had a Christmas work party. But again, if you have a Christmas work party, make sure that on your way to the party, you have a full stomach. The next point I was going to say is take food with you. Have those pocket potatoes or those purse potatoes. Have fresh fruit. Have baggies of vegetables in your purse or in your car. Just anything that will make staying on your diet possible, have at your fingertips. And so that, if you do start to feel hungry, you can just grab the bag of carrots or the apple or some oranges that you have, just have the food around you, or at least have food accessible to you. And if you can't have the food accessible to you, then you should have food in your future. You should have a plan going in that says, okay, I'm going to this event where I'm not going to eat, or if I do get to eat, it's going to be limited to these trays. It might not be a large volume of food, but when I leave that event, in my car, I have food, or at my home, I have food. I have soup at home, I have food in my car, or, I have a plan to eat at this place at this time, so that when you're at the event and you start get those temptations, start getting those cravings, you can say, hey, I have this ahead. I can see a future where I have food in my stomach, because a lot of times, we're built as, instinctually, it's all about right now, and thankfully as humans, we can think about the future and we can create that future, the solution to that future problem, and we can work on that problem now. But instinctually, our body is just looking at right now. And if I don't have food right now, and if I don't have food in my future, then this person's going to starve. So we have to get food in this person. But if you can say, hey, I have stuff in my car, I have dinner plans tonight, and I know the restaurant has food that I can eat. I have, something ahead. I have an Instapot at home that's filled with potatoes that I can go home and I can eat those potatoes. Those are some of the things that you need to do to help, to stick to your diet through the holidays. You have to have food in your stomach before the event. You have to have some plan during the event, or some escape, the pocket potato, the bag of something, something in your car. If or if you're not able to do that, which it's quite possible that you're not able to have your food at the event. If you have the food before, and if you have food in your future, then it'll make it easier to get through that event without the food. Also know that you can survive for a very long time without food, unless you are already grossly underweight or have no excess body fat on you. You may not want to go another hour without eating, but you're able to go another hour without eating. Pretty Girl's mom says, I hope you end up with plenty for your family. Yes, we'll have plenty. So thankfully, the in-laws also eat a plant-based diet. So, and we're having Thanksgiving at their house. So it'll be more likely that the non-vegans will have less food than the vegans here, which would be nice. Or I don't mind. But yeah, we'll have plenty of food for everybody at the event. And so those are some key points about getting ready for the holidays. Some other things that you do need to understand is that these diets are not all or nothing. Many diets are, but this diet is not all or nothing. You may eat something that's off diet and there's a good chance it's going to upset your stomach. Like I was talking to our Tiny Acres about earlier. That could happen, but there's occasions where you're going to eat something that's not going to upset your stomach, or you're going to eat something that's off diet. And you have to understand that after you make a poor choice, the toughest thing in the world, for me at least, is that same day making the choice to recommit. But you have to work towards recommitting as quickly as possible, or not allowing that mess up or that the craving that you gave into to screw up the rest of your diet forever. It's not all or nothing. And it's easy to relax during the holidays. Hey, Anthony, hope you're doing great. We're just talking about trying to diet through the holidays and what we can do to best get through these next few months or next couple months with all the temptations and still stick to our diet. But it's very difficult to get back to it the same day. I know. And, but if you have that food, if you have that plan, you need to go back to the plan. You need to fill your stomach up with the whole foods again, and your body, it'll pass. There's never been a craving so far that I haven't been able to get back on track. Like so many diets in the past, I gave in to that craving or that temptation or ate something off diet after 10 or 11 months. And then that was the last time that I was on that diet. This diet, I've given in to those temptations, and I'm sitting here 25 months in, and I am still on my diet, and I'm still committed to the diet. And then Carrie says, what does Chef AJ say about snacksidents? Yeah, they're snacksidents is what she calls them. And I'm not sure what she says about it, but yeah, that's something that it's going to happen. But this diet really makes it much easier to stick to it, because in the times that I've done it in the past here, I go back to my diet, or I'm back to eating plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free. It doesn't taste as good because I had that dopamine. It messes with my taste buds a little bit maybe, but I have no problems with it now. Again, that I think it's 70 some days that I've been SOS free again here, and um, it works out. So, um, and and I know around the holidays it's really easy to justify. You can, in your head you're like, I've done good all year. Like, to me, I've done great all year. I think I'm 40. I think at the beginning of 2022 I was like 332, I want to say. And so I'm like 40 pounds lighter this year. So I could absolutely, I easily find a reason to give myself that leeway to relax my diet, to say, I deserve a little treat after how hard I worked, and I'll get back at it tomorrow. Um, and I think that it's just, you have to realize that everybody has those excuses and they're always going to come up. And um the when I think about the me that was working so hard to lose this weight, I don't want the future version of me to screw that up too. I think that's something else as well. But I think that a big part of, for me, whether it happens or it doesn't happen, but you know the I want to be a good example for people this holiday season. I felt like I was a good example last year, but I could have been a better example. But this year, again, I want to be a good example for the people that I'm around. I want them to see me eating healthy foods. I don't want them to see me eating junk food. I think that for a lot of people out there, if you're like me, I have a lot of family that I would love to rub off on. I would love this way of eating and this lifestyle to rub off on them. And um when you go to these public events and in for me, I've seen weight loss success. I'm 200, I'm almost half of what I was 2 years ago. Um People are going to ask me what I'm doing. They're going to ask how it's been, or what, the things I'm doing. And I'll gladly share with anybody that wants to ask me what I'm doing. I will absolutely be very vocal about the way I eat and how I feel like it is much better health wise than most of the other diets that are out there. Um, but there's also going to be people that don't ask me questions, or they only know what I'm doing through the rumors of the other people at the event, and they may not approach me, may not ask me, but they may still watch me and they may still see what I'm doing. And if they see that I've lost 200 pounds and I also have a plate full of junk food, then it kind of gives an impression that I can eat all this food. I'm sorry, I can lose all this weight and eat junk food and be successful. And that's not really the case. To be successful with this diet, or with any diet, you have to stick to it, and it's a consistency thing. And um I also want to be able to show them that you can be consistent on this diet and be at public events, be at family outings, and the the if I'm at the event and I don't get to eat the food that's there, who knows if they'll notice I don't eat, or if they do eat, who knows. Um but I want to be a good example. I want the people around me that are impressed by my weight loss to also be understanding that it it was it takes work to do. You don't get to just part-time kind of work on it. It takes a lot of effort, and um the holidays are not a good excuse to screw up your diet, because and there's lots of there's lots of crazy things that uh, this time of year, it wrecks a ton of diets for people. And then these companies come around and they advertise all their health food in January, and all the gyms, there's this cycle that is created because of the holidays and us gaining weight, losing weight, New Year's resolution. And people are capitalizing on that, and they're making lots of money off of it too. So you need to realize that they want you to fail on your diet, and the holidays are a good way to get people to fail on their diets. So don't let them win. But and there's lots of other things you can do to help get through your holidays, and there's lots of other things that are going to come up. You're going to have people pressuring you to eat foods. Got to understand that them pressuring you to eat that food isn't necessarily saying anything about you or your diet. They may just see you making healthier choices, and it might be that they feel bad about themselves. And if they can get you to make a bad choice, then they can feel a little bit better about the bad choices that they constantly make or that they have been making. But you don't have to give in to the temptation. You don't have to sit there and preach your diet, and don't preach your diet if you're not confident in it. One of the things they talk about in the Pleasure Trap book is they say to use the seems to strategy, that say that this diet seems to be working for me. It seems to be successful, and it's, you're not, by saying it seems to, you're not putting down this health wall in front of them that they are, that I think most people are worried that you're going to throw in their face. You're not saying that, oh, you have to eat plants and vegetables, or you have to eat fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and legumes and eliminate all animal products to be healthy. That's what they think when you say you're vegan or you eat a plant-based diet, that's what you're saying. And what you need to be saying is that, no, I need to eat a plant-based diet to be healthy. I don't know what you need to do, but it seems to be working for me. And then as you get further along, you get to a point where you have seen success and you've maintained that success, then you can be more confident about your diet, and you can say, this is what I've seen. I could sit there and I could reference all kinds of studies now, but the first Thanksgiving, after I started this challenge, I wasn't eating, but the first Christmas I was, and I didn't know if my way of eating was the right way of eating, but I stuck to it, and I survived the holiday with, and that holiday I was very on diet, and now coming into my third holiday season after eating this way or starting this diet, I'm much more confident, and I'm much more willing to assert information about this diet that I wouldn't have 2 years ago. And you don't have to defend this diet just because you're on this diet. Like, it's something that people try hundreds of diets every year. People try many different diets, and this can be, if you can just explain to them that this is the diet you're trying right now. This is, I've tried keto, I've tried Weight Watchers, I tried the shakes, I tried the programs, I tried the doctors, I tried the shots, I tried everything else. I'm trying a plant-based diet. Like, I mean, that's, they can't fault you for trying. They didn't fault you for trying keto. They didn't fault you for trying carnivore. Don't let them make you feel bad for trying to eat a plant-based diet. Like, and then after you do it for a while, you see the success, and then you can be like, you should be eating a plant-based diet, because you will see health benefits from eliminating the processed foods. And that's a big part of, that's, eliminating the processed foods is going to see the biggest benefit for anybody across the board. Like, if we could eliminate the processing or the high processing of all these foods, then we would see a much healthier population. Yeah, anyways, those are some things to get ready for the holidays, to think about going into the holidays. If you guys have any suggestions for things that have worked for you or that you've heard that have helped, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll probably go over some more things tomorrow, getting ready for the holidays and traveling and making sure that you're prepared to travel for the holidays, because that is something where there's a lot of stress during the travel. And when you couple that with hunger, it's extremely easy to make the wrong choices. So just make sure that you're eating lots of food. At the end of the day, eat a large volume of food and all of this will be easier. Having a full stomach will make it easier to resist any temptations that you come across. So I am going to get out of here for today. I appreciate everybody checking out my video and participating on the discussion here and the live stream. I will be live tomorrow. I may try to do some videos. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do, but I'm going to be traveling from Wednesday to Sunday. So I will not be back after tomorrow till next week. So TTFN, ta-ta for now. Yes, I will talk to you guys all tomorrow. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't clicked on the bell icon so you get alert when I go live or post new videos, click on the bell icon. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, let everybody know it's a good video. Hit the thumbs up and then also leave a comment down below. And if you haven't started your diet yet, get started right now. There's nothing coming up. Thanksgiving is not more important than your health and your overall well-being. Having some turkey this week or having that casserole is not more important than the years that you're taking off the end of your life so that you can have those now. Make the decision to go on a diet, to stick to the diet. If you start today, you'll be 4 days into your diet come Thanksgiving, and you'll be able to say, hey, I've already lost 4 pounds. I've already lost a few pounds, but you can't keep pushing it off to the future version of yourself, because he or she keeps calling in sick. That happened to me for years. I kept pushing it onto a future version of myself, and the day that I was supposed to show up, or that version of me was supposed to show up, they called in sick. So, and when this holiday comes up next year and you were 364 days into your diet, are you going to say, oh, Thanksgiving's here, I'm off my diet again? Or are you going to say, I've been kicking ass for 364 days. I'm going to kick ass on 365th day too. And you're just going to skip the holiday next year. So just skip it this year. Get started now, guys. You guys all have a great evening. I will talk to you tomorrow.